good morning, my beautiful imperfectionist family. It's your girl Tammy, aka That's a Woman. Hey, listen, I owe you guys the biggest apology. Your girl was under the weather. First of all, let me back up. Shout out to everyone that wished me happy birthday. Thank you so much. I received them. I appreciate you guys. You guys mean the world to me, and I am truly thankful and appreciative of you. And right around that time, so your girl called herself doing a little craziness like, okay, the holidays coming up, gonna be eating a lot. Let me do a little extra in the gym. So I bought a sauna suit, did cardio, and thought, oh, well, if I wrap myself up in my hoodie and go to the car in this Georgia weather, I would be okay. Well, needless to say, I am not okay, have not been okay. Still a little nasally, but I'm going to get through this because let me tell you, I miss you guys. I was hoping that I could have even felt better to even just send you guys some love on Thursday. Thursday didn't work, and I just came to the conclusion, let me just wait till today. My voice is still nasally, but listen, know this, Mama Bear missed her babies. And when I say my babies, I'm talking about my imperfectionist family, because that's what you are to me. You are my family. I love you guys. And listen, let me ask you this. How was your Thanksgiving? Were you thankful? Were you appreciative? Did you get a chance to spend time with your loved ones? Are you preparing for the upcoming Christmas season to spend time with loved ones and celebrate the joy of the season? And let me talk about today. What I want to talk about today is the freeing of your mind. For some reason, EnVogue song keeps playing in my heart. Free your mind and the rest will follow. And when I think about that, I think about the scripture in Romans that lets us know to not be conformed to this world, but to be transformed by the renewing of our minds. What does that look like? Because I know we as people are so caught up in this world and the cares of this world that we don't have true freedom, which is what this podcast is about, planting and or watering, and to help to free your mind, to help grow you, to elevate you, to evolve you. So what does that look like? Because I know there are a lot of people, and I've talked about this before, that are still in a state of bondage in their mind. And a lot of it has to do with things that have been passed down to them from generation after generation. And even as we're entering the holiday season, a lot of people are either, you have those that are extremely joyful or those that are extremely melancholy for multiple reasons. The loss of a loved one, or they don't have a significant other in their life, which is something that I'm going to talk about next time. But I just want you to know, the freeing of your mind is so liberating. Even when you think about the Spirit says where the Spirit is, there's liberty. And we're in a world that we are to be free. But when you look at things like the wars and even the close government shutdown that almost took place, it's hard to feel free. It's not, you can easily get entangled in the cares of this world. And here's the thing, as long as we stay entangled in the cares of this world, we miss our potential. We miss the opportunities that God and the angels have before us because we're so busy focusing on what is. What is right now is truly a mess. Okay, let's just call it what it is. Let's call it, it's a mess, it's chaotic, it is what it is. However, things don't change until we change. That's why there's a saying, Be the change that you want to see in this world. So what are you contributing to the efforts? Are you continuing to drag on the drama? Are you continuing to be so in the know that you got to comment and put commentary on everything? Sometimes, especially when the news is showing this and showing that and all kind of negativity, sometimes you just got to cut it off. You just got to cut it off. It's like we are surrounded by so much distractions from who we are. And if they can keep us distracted, and I'm talking the powers that be, if the powers that be can keep us distracted, we'll miss the freeing of our minds. And if the rest is going to follow, how can we get there? Where are we following? Where are we being led to if we're continuously in the state that we're in? We're in a state of confusion. We're in a state of chaos because we're looking at what's going on right now when we need to be like, okay, you know what? I see this. I know it. I'm not ignorant to it, but it's time to turn it off. It's time to turn the noise off. It's time to feed your spirit. Listen, the time that you spend with your spirit is important because that is where your true potential lies. That's where your stream of abundance, your flow of wealth, your flow of good health. Even when the doctor gives you a report, if you sit and focus on that negative report, you'll miss the report of the Lord. Isaiah asked the question, whose report are you going to believe? When you are focused on the report that man says, even when it comes to a lot of hereditary issues, we have the power in us to change some of those things. Just because our mothers or grandmothers had breast cancer, don't mean we have to have it. You don't get to let people speak whatever they want to over your life. And that's what tends to happen. We tend to let people speak, whether it's our parents, our grandparents, or doctors, or politicians. If they speak it, we believe it. And guess what? That's not faith. Faith comes by hearing and hearing the word of God. Faith comes by believing. Faith comes by knowing what God said about you. Therefore, when I ask the question, whose report are you going to believe? Why don't you change the report that the doctors are trying to say? If they're saying you're sick and you're not getting well, you're not going to get well. That's when you take that and you flip it. Change the narrative. I'm believing for wholeness. I believe that I'm healthy. I'm whole. I am strong. I am confident. I am bold, and I walk in the authority that's within me, the authority to declare good health over my life. Because John 3:2 says, beloved, I wish above all things that you prosper and be in health as your soul prosper. And guess what? If he's talking about health, that means it doesn't matter what the doctors say about you. It means what God says about you. And God knows your report. God knows that if you put your faith on your healing, the healing is yours. I told you guys before, and this is a moment I just have to go back. In The Secret, a lady was diagnosed with cancer, no radiation. She laughed, she saw things to make her happy, and she got well. She focused on her healing, not the situation. And that's what we do in this world. And that's why they flood us with it. The media rarely talks about good things. And here's the thing. I know good things are happening all around us, but how often do you hear about it? No, if they can feed you negative energy and your energy can continue to play in that negative energy, guess what? Nothing changes. Nothing gets better. Even as I was listening to Think and Grow Rich, he even talked about prayer. Oh my God. He talked about prayer. And the interesting part for me, you guys know I talked about prayer a couple of weeks ago. And here's the thing. He said, one of the things that I said, People wait to the end of the situation to decide to pray. No, you are supposed to pray from the beginning. You are literally supposed to spend every day in prayer and meditation. And guess what? A lot of times when they get to that point where they wait to the end to pray, at that point, they're praying from a state of fear. Fear cannot control your life. So if you're going to pray and you want answered prayers, you need to pray from a point of faith. Faith in believing, faith in knowing that the prayer is being answered, knowing that you are free and who the Son sets free is free indeed. When you pray, always believe. Don't come from fear. Take your authority back. Even when Jesus prayed, he prayed from a point of faith. When Lazarus was dead, think about it. He was able to resurrect Lazarus with faith. Yes, he was the Son of God, but guess what? The same spirit that rests in Jesus rests in you. The same spirit that rests in Jesus rests in you. That same spirit that raised him from the dead is in each and every one of you. So when you know that, and those are things that we've been taught, however, not fully from the perspective of knowing. You gotta know. You gotta go to the prayer, go to God in faith and prayer and believing. And listen, be mindful of what you speak. Said that before. Our faith moves mountains. Our words have power. They can change things. They can change them for the good or they can change them for the bad. It's up to you. Whatever you put out there, be on the lookout for it to come back and manifest in some kind of way. So my thing is, I want you to speak life. Even as I was going through this healing process, I was believing, and I ain't gonna sit here and tell you that I didn't have moments that I'm like, oh my God, what is going on? But I still had to believe. I had to believe. And you know what? This gonna sound so crazy. Part of my belief is because I knew I wanted to get back in front of you. And I'm not all the way well right now. You can kind of hear it in my voice a little bit. I'm not all the way well. But you guys are so important to me that I refuse to let another week or another couple of days go by without getting in your presence. Even if I'm planning something that has already been said before, with AKA watering, I'm okay with that because I want you guys to know freedom is yours. Peace is yours. Love is yours. Joy is yours. Happiness is yours. You got to free your mind. Free your mind. Don't stay conformed. Don't focus on what is. And I know what is keeps us every time. But there's so much more. The best is yet to come. Greater is coming. Get ready, get ready, get ready. We getting ready to close out a new year, end of a year, and going into a new year. This is the time to start setting those intentions, start setting them expectations. This is the time to start declaring 2024 is going to be my year. I'm going into it with power and authority, and I'm going to take what's mine, take back what has been taken from me. And know this, just as Job was tried, when Job lost everything that he had, he received double for his trouble. So know this, you are getting ready to receive double for your trouble. So the burdens, the depression, the struggles, anything you have dealt with, know this, it's getting ready to shift. Okay? So listen, I'm going to bring this to a close. I gave you guys all that I could give you today. I promise you. But you are so important to me. I couldn't let another week go by. I couldn't. So I hope I said something to help empower you and to encourage you and even to free you, because I want you to be free. I want you to walk in the boldness and authority and the confidence of you. Okay? So listen, if I said anything that resonated with you, give your girl a thumbs up, drop a comment, let me know how what you think of the podcast. And if there's anyone that you know that can benefit, which I'm sure there is someone in your life, please help grow my imperfectionist family and share this with a friend and subscribe if you're not already part of the family. So listen, until the next time, I want you to go in love, light. I wish you peace. I wish you blessings and prosperity. And I wish you a free mind. Free your mind. The mind is a terrible thing to waste. And listen, that's truly the magnet for your success. It draws in your success. It draws in your abundance. It draws in your wealth. It's all about how you look at things. So look at things, from the half full versus the half empty perspective. Until the next time, have an amazing day.